What's up everyone, Darkblade here bringing you a video about Skyrim. Today we are going to be talking about the Dawnguard DLC as well as patch 1.6. Good news is that Bethesda have come out and said that they are bringing out patch 1.6 today. It might be tomorrow, depending where you are in the world and when the video actually goes up. So that will be June the 25th, and it will be releasing the Dawnguard DLC on the 26th of June as well. Now that was the good news. The bad news for some people is that it is only for Xbox Live at the moment, so PC and PlayStation 3 users will have to wait. They haven't actually announced what date the PC and PlayStation 3 users will get this, but it should be about a month after the Xbox. Now I'm going to talk about both the patch and the DLC, but first let's talk about the patch. The patch, which will be releasing June 25th, has numerous technical fixes for the Xbox. It fixes crashes, file corruption, so on and so forth. But it also introduces a great new game aspect, which is mounted combat. This was hinted at in the Dawnguard trailer. Whether or not this mounted combat will be good, only time will tell. I personally don't think that mounted combat is very good in any game. It's never been, well, I've never been that comfortable with mounted combat in games. But anyway, I am still quite looking forward to it, and I hope it will be good. 1.6 also contains a lot of fixes, like I said, for crashes, corruptions, and various technical issues that Skyrim has. Rather than bore you with all the technical jargon and listing all the bugs they fixed, I'll just leave a link down in the description below where you can check them out. Looking at the list now, you can see that Skyrim is an ambitious game and they are still working on sorting out all the bugs that are still there. I'm quite pleased that Bethesda are addressing these bugs and sorting out these glitches. It shows that they really do care about their game. I personally might be quite lucky because I have experienced minimal glitches and minimal bugs. I've had one or two happen to me, especially at the start of my experience of playing Skyrim when it first came out. I had the PlayStation 3 version, probably the least optimal version of the game. With the PS3 version, if your file save became too large, too big, then the game became almost unplayable. Bethesda eventually sorted this issue out, and I'm glad to see that they're still working to make their game the best it possibly can be. Anyway, the Dawnguard DLC releasing June 26th for Xbox Live, probably a month later for the PC and PlayStation 3. It's going to cost 1,600 Microsoft points, which I think is about $20. So PC and PlayStation 3 users, keep that in mind. It's probably going to be about $20. The Dawnguard trailer and various sources on the internet have given us glimpses and information of what is going to be contained in the Dawnguard DLC. We're going to see things like snow elves, crossbows, new perks and dragon shouts. There's also a big emphasis on this sort of like underground war between vampires and vampire hunters known as the Dawnguard. It looks like you'll be aligning yourselves with either one of these factions. You'll either be aligning yourselves with the Dawnguard or the vampires. The new DLC will also try to encourage you to become a vampire. Although you don't always have to, you know, you can align yourself with the vampire hunters, especially if you're playing in character as a good guy. But Bethesda have made this DLC very tantalizing for those of us who want to become vampires. You get this whole new vampiric form. You also get a new vampiric perk tree. Basically, this DLC is fixing everything that was wrong with vampirism in the original Skyrim. I'm also really glad that Bethesda haven't gone for sparkly vampires. The vampire lord form looks very brutal and very gruesome, and for me very in keeping to vampires of legend. Bethesda have also said that with this DLC there will be a werewolf perk tree as well, which is a nice little touch. There's also going to be loads of new locations, quests, so on and so forth, new enemy types, new spells, especially if you are interested in becoming a vampire. There's just going to be a ton of stuff to do. I remember reading in an interview online that Bethesda wanted to make this DLC very substantial, very big, the equivalent to what we would consider an expansion pack for other games. And I commend them for doing this. Rather than bringing out an expansion pack, they've made it DLC. Obviously this explains why it's a little bit expensive, but then again, it's not that expensive. And probably for what we're getting, it's going to be worth the money. So I can't wait to get my hands on it. In the meantime, I'm probably going to have to steal my brother's Xbox and tell you what I think of it when it actually does come out tomorrow. I don't often make Skyrim videos, as I do feel there are an abundance of them on the internet at the moment, but I am very interested in this DLC, and I would like to make a little short series about it, but we'll see how the DLC turns out. Anyway, I've been Darkblade, bringing you information about the Dawnguard DLC for Skyrim and patch 1.6. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.